We have started recording. Cool. So nice to be back.
Yeah. Happy New Year to you both.
Happy New Year.
Did you all have something nice for Christmas? Were you all good, boys?
Yeah, I got some nice new headphones.
Ooh. We're not kind of tied to any organisation. So what brand are they?
Sonos.
Ooh,
Very nice.
very good.
Yeah, so they go with the rest of my set. So I can now sit and watch TV without the rest of the family talking over it. Wonderful.
Wonderful.
You're such a social person, aren't you, Tom?
Hey, I play Bloodbowl. What more do you want? How about yourselves?
Chris, what did you have from Father Christmas for this year?
I got various things. I got the 1% Club quiz book. I always get a quiz book, and we always do it over Christmas Day, so that's good fun. I got a T-shirt that makes no sense if you don't know what it's referencing, which is always fun. Which has a picture of the outline of Wales on it, and it says, "Where did you go to school?" Which you will only get if you listen to the Ellis and John 5 Live podcast.
Yeah, because it's the links to Wales, isn't it?
The Cymru connection. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether this is the first edition of the T-shirt they did for it that says, "Where did you go to school?" The Cymru connection, because that's the first question he asks. He then updated it as they did it more. So his first question is now age and school. So they've released a new T-shirt that just says age and school on it, and then realized that was quite problematic to go around potentially asking that question. So I've got the first edition of the T-shirt, which is good.
Okay.
What did you get, Scott? What did Santa bring you?
Santa was very nice. Santa was, bless him, he bought me several bottles. Actually, it aggregated to 3.7 litres of whiskey.
Wonderful. Santa knows his audience.
Tell you what, he's a boy, isn't he? See, that's what happens when you're good all
He's
year,
a
when you're
lad.
kind. So, it was very nice. Thank you very much. And yes, it's a lot of it's been drunk.
Wonderful. Well, let's get into it then. Play the intro. Hello, everyone, and welcome to New Dice Please, the bite-sized Blood Bowl podcast brought to you by the people at Blood Bowl Live. My name is Chris. Joining me, as always, Mr. Scott Bryant. Scott, what's your favourite new thing?
My favourite new thing is actually a new pair of socks. Really boring, I know, but it's just when you've had a long day, just putting that new pair of socks, but not just new out the drawers and fresh, as in brand new.
I
First time you put them on.
Yeah, absolutely appreciate that. That's a good shout. Joining us also, Mr. Tom Hovell. Tom, what's your favourite new thing?
Probably my headphones. Very boring, but yes.
Well, I mean, a new set of headphones.
What more do you want?
What more do you want? Very nice.
I
I quite like a new suit.
Yeah.
That's quite good. What
What about new kids on the block? Or like them, yeah.
Yeah. Are there any? Anything like that?
New Traitors. Traitors is good as well. New York Rangers as well.
Yeah,
There
New
you go,
York
Chris.
Rangers. Yeah, there they are behind me. So many good new things. Well, we're not here to talk about new things. We're here to talk about rehashed old things. Yes, that's right. We're cutting our podcast into two this week. Stay tuned for the second half of the podcast when we're going to plug some tournaments. But to start us, we are going to react to the latest NAF offering that has come to us, which is a beautiful double meaning, depending on how you feel about the team. And we are going to talk and ask the question, Slann or no Slann. We have had people on this podcast who have been very passionate for or against Slann in different ways. And NAF have updated the rules for Slann for 3rd edition. We were wondering whether Slann would continue to exist. Would they continue to be a thing? And it turns out they are, and they've released a new rule set. So we're going to ask the question, should they have bothered, quite frankly? Is there, do we want this, is the question. So before we dive into it, let me run through what the team is then. So you have got your Slann lineman, 60,000, movement 6, strength 3, edge 3, passing 4, armor 9, pogo. You have got 2 Slann catchers, 80,000, movement 7, strength 2, edge 2, passing 3, armor 8, diving catch on the ball, pogo, and very long legs. You have then got your Slann blitzers, 100,000, movement 7, strength 3, edge 3, passing 4, armor 9, diving tackle, hit and run, jump up, and pogo. And then you've got a Croxagore, 140,000, movement 6, strength 5, edge 5, passing 6, armor 10, bonehead loner, mighty blow, prehensile tail, thick skull, rerolls of 50,000, play for the Lustrian League, no special rules. What's the point, guys?
Well, first of all, would you see or would you play these more in tournament or in league?
They are not going anywhere near a league that I run. I guess is my answer to that question. I get right. So I feel like I have a bit of a problem with this, and the problem I have is it feels a little bit like we've talked about before. You know, what is GW's understanding of the game? And GW have now released a new rule set where they've tweaked some things, and it's been play tested and it's been consulted and all of that, and we've got this new set. I don't know how much I necessarily like an organization, even if it is NAF, then turning around and going, cool, thanks for all that. You've outlined the teams you do and don't want to be in the game. We're gonna add one on because we want to. I just don't know how comfortably that sits with me.
Tom, what do you think before I go off on a little rant?
Oh, yes, I can't wait.
Oh, well, I've played them a couple of times, only against. I've never played as them. I've played them in a number of tournaments. It's a bit of a strange one because obviously I see where you're coming from, Chris, where they're saying, well, you know, Games Workshop's really, it's their IP. They're the ones in charge. They've just brought in the Bretonians, you know, a brand new team. They've had gnomes in the past, etc., etc. So they are building on that whole thing. But in a funny kind of sense, in the lore of Age of Sigmar, Slann are kind of there, aren't they? They're more involved in that kind of environment than, dare I say, gnomes. So it is an odd one that they've never kind of brought them on. I know there's some animosity to it.
There is a legal reason why they can't, is there not? Am I completely making this up?
I don't know.
That I feel like there is a reason. Someone said to me that there is a reason why Slann in the sense of what NAF team looks like doesn't and won't exist. But I can't immediately tell you why that is.
Well, let Scott have his say, and then I'd be quite interested to just dive into the skill setup.
Yeah, Scott.
Yeah. They're a waste of time, let's be honest. They're an absolute cliche from people. Oh, I used to play the game many years ago. Yeah, great. So people used to play chess 30,000 years. You know, sorry, it's a bit of an exaggeration. People used to play chess several thousand years ago. That doesn't mean that, you know, oh, I don't like the white pieces or the black pieces anymore. I'm going to have rainbow pieces or different. I'm going to have a third. No, just it is why. Apart from appeasing some person's childhood angst of, oh, I like jumpy frogs, that's all there is to it. There's no reason. Yeah, the skill sets that we're going to come on to are pretty meh. They don't make sense in terms of if you look at potential combinations of what they can deliver in terms of the skill set. So again, I think it's the minority are clinging to these false legacy hopes, and I think GW will get better, more value for money from releasing a lot better, more law appropriate teams, as far as I can see. I think in terms of the priority list for GW, we've talked about, well, they've released, this is now on the 5th of January, so 16th of January is the preview. The bookies' favourite is it's going to be High Elves, stroke Elf Corsairs, stroke maybe Idoneth Deepkin if they don't think that far ahead. But then you still got things like Slanesh. We talked about Zinch. We've talked about Squigs. I'd rather see any one of those before Slann. I don't get the value add. Okay, as they said in the space, they're these stranded space travelers. Yeah, this is when they were trying to, associate the whole GW range back in the day in the 80s. This is the old world. This is 40k. Yeah, I'm sure that. Well, it's when they brought out the bloody, and I can't remember the name of the space dwarves. What are they called these days?
Spot.
I can't remember.
It used to be called Spot.
Yeah, and they call something else, and they've got the full range and etc. etc. But there's some things. Are they adding value? No. That's the bottom line. I sort of see it, and I see people play it, and I've played it before. And if people want to play it, that's fine. But you almost see when people say, "I'm playing Slann, aren't I? Cool." You see everybody else are rolling their eyes to think, "No, really, come on."
I also find that it's one of those things that throws you off if you're in a tournament.
Excuse me.
You've played the other teams at one point in your time, but going up against Slann, you're like, oh, well, I'm starting from scratch here. It's almost like, I've got you now because I know your team and you don't know my team.
Yeah, you're so unlikely to come up against them just in normal like friendlies and stuff or league play because I don't know any league that lets them in. I might be wrong, but it does catch. If you then come up against someone, it can catch you out. It's just I don't know. I think I'm reading from the NAF website, the NAF regulations for tournaments that has it in, and above it, there's this sentence that I just don't like, and the sentence is: the NAF recommends that tournament organizers allow the use of the Slann roster at their events. However, inclusion is not mandatory. It just to me. And I felt a bit like this when NAF released their FAQ. I know that there were we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. We had an episode where we ranted on about rules lawyering and being picky and all of this stuff, and interpretation of the rules. I'll take this opportunity to say yes, we may have understood the modified ones whole thing, but I don't care. It still annoys me. The release of their FAQ, I don't know. It's just like
there's one person in the NAF. There's one person who's liked them and always liked them, and it's their teddy and their ball, and they're playing with it on their own, and they're going to throw it at the pram if they don't want to play it. That's how it feels. I mean, no offense. There are 31 other teams for tournaments. Is that a bit of feedback from me? Sorry, there's 31 other teams without including High Elves. Without including if anything else gets released as well. So it's like, yeah, why?
I just don't find it. I don't think it's like 2020. The third edition feels like a nice. It feels very much like a very nice, new way to get new players in. And within a couple of months of everyone having the new set, we've now got a NAF FAQ. Now, if you don't play tournaments and you never want to sign up to the NAF, why would you ever read the NAF FAQ? So if you're going off the rule book and someone's going off the NAF FAQ and a rule set is like, well, you have to have read the NAF FAQ as well. We're 2 months into a rule set and a game where you need to print out an additional document from a membership that you might not have. And now we've got a team that is not in the book. It's not in any official GW thing, but some places are going to be like, yeah, we're going to have this team. We're going to allow it, bring it along. It's not very friendly to new coaches, I don't think.
I suppose it's the fact is that there's two rival factions competing for your effectively your loyalty, isn't it? It's either the GW official brand and the game itself, or your stats on the NAF. And I know that there are some people out there have invested a lot of time and effort and money to get themselves to a certain status on the NAF listing.
That's fine, Tom. But and then the NAF though, I think from a NAF organisational guys, there's more you can be doing for driving better support tournaments, coherency, uniformity, everything that people have come on this podcast and talked about the NAF, what they can do, driving the game across the granular, the local, the regional levels, through to international levels as well. There's more you can be doing there than worrying about one team from 40 years ago that only a handful of people want to play. And I'd like to understand from NAF, why are they recommending it? If this game wasn't in the Blood Bowl world, would the Blood Bowl world be missing anything particular apart from the nostalgia and maybe a bit of a teary-eye, somebody who remembers playing it back when they were young? But if I look at the skills, what is this team supposed to be?
Yeah.
Is it supposed to be bashy? Is it supposed to be edge? Is it supposed to be general? And tell me what's its USP compared to everything else? Because if you want to go through the the cost, the skills trees, I can't see its selling point. All right, it's got pogo on everyone apart from the Crocs. Whoop-de-doo. It doesn't have reroll. So, and of course, you don't have dodge in there. So, in terms of your catchers and your blitzers, only 4 players now. So it's only 4 players can
There's
have.
not many positionals, are there?
No. So if you've got pogo, you're going to use pogo to either jump into a cage or jump into a tackle position, whereby you're going to try and blitz. Yeah.
It's
so without a dodge out piece, what's the point?
Yeah, it is basically we're going on a bear hunt team. We can't go over it.
Well
we go around it. We must go over it. So it's just a different angle, isn't it? It's the opposite to elves who can just dodge around. It's
you can leap. Most people, you can put leap on your skill sets, and off you go.
These are from the start, aren't they? And the pogo is a strange one, and the fact that they're adding more kind of Amazonian skills. So the 2 new skills that differ them from previous kind of setting is the on the ball on the catcher, and the hit and run on the blitzer. Now, that blitzer does sound quite nice with diving tackle, hit and run, jump up, and pogo. It can kind of go in, do its job, and get out quickly. But I agree with yourselves. The Slann catcher, strength 2, AV8, that's going to be dead in a couple of turns. And the lineman just with pogo. So what are they doing?
Yeah, the catcher I don't get. It's a chameleon skink with better edge and diving catch, and then the long legs and the pogo and stuff. I don't know. I just don't know what to do with this team. Another thing that, and I just checked this while you were kind of going through the bits on the roster. The bit that's annoying me is they recommend that you allow them. That's the bit that's annoying me, because also I'm okay at playing the game, and I'm invested in the game. I don't think I'm necessarily, a good enough genius at the game to know things like where do you tier this team? Because they've told me to recommend that this goes in, but they haven't told me where to tier it. And it's not in their list of available races. It's not there. It's an additional Slann race. And NAF, there's no recommendations for where you tier this. Under the tiering section on their NAF regulations for tournaments, it says that you can choose to use the tiering provided in the rulebook and the FAQs, or tiering of their own design. Why have they not given me a guidance as to, if I'm a TO and you're telling me that you're recommending that I put this team in, but you're not giving me, where do I put them? Are they tier 1? Are they tier 2? Are they like what? I'm not good enough at the game I love the game. I love running tournaments. I love doing these things. I'm not good enough to be able to sit here and tell you where this team go, but you're recommending me I include them without telling me. It's
in tier 2.
Where's that, Tom?
So I pulled that off the NAF Super Tour, which is in April 26th to 27th. So their tournament, and it's in tier 2.
So I have to go. So for me to find out where I should tier Slann, I need to find a tournament that NAF are doing, because it's not in any of their documents about the team itself. Yeah.
But
this makes sense, doesn't it? This is logical. This is friendly. It's nonsense.
Yeah, I suppose it, you know, playing devil's advocate is inclusion, because we are saying we want people to be included and everything like that. There may be someone out there who's just got a fantastic, frog team, shall we say, that they want to play. And I suppose I know I understand the gripe about it, but if you take it apart, it's just another team at the end of the day. So why is it such an issue for everyone? Because again, there isn't any legal. Because I've just done a quick search. There isn't any legal proposition. I think it's just around IP. Just like, good old GW likes to own all the namings and stuff like that. So I don't think they don't own the name Slann, I suppose. So yeah, it's one of those ones where, like we've kind of discussed, it is a bit of an maybe a little bit of a storm in the teacup, because it is a bit of a nothing team in my mind. It is kind of there.
Yeah, I mean, so if you think about it, so you've got, excuse me, so your blitzer then can leap into a cage and let's assume they mark out the corner pieces. So they'll leap into a cage, they're strength 3. So assuming they're going to be, if they're punching something like a Wood Elf Catcher, or if they're punching something like a Skaven Gutter Runner, okay, then it's 2 dice. They've got diving tackle, so they don't have block. They don't have dodge. Okay, you're 3 up. You haven't got reroll with that. So, yeah, I'm not. I can't see what they would give me, which other teams would. I mean, I've noticed that they've actually dropped the NAF have dropped their price of the cost of the blitzer by 10k, and they've got rid of very long legs. So they only, now they're supposed to be, they are second to none to dive and intercept. Well, no, only 2 players, the catchers, because they've got very long legs. You stick Cloud Burster on your caster, and you good. Was that me? Was that the new headphones? Yeah, I could do a lot of time for this, and I know we've got other topics to cover on our first inaugural cast of 2026. So for me, I'm just going to say, call it no, end of, move on. Someone's just got a frog fetish. Let's live with that.
Yeah, so let's put a pin in it. Final word from each of us then. NAF, Slann or no Slann? Scott?
No Slann.
Tom?
No Slann.
And I'm no Slann as well.
No, that was good. 15 minutes well spent.
But do we all feel better? Yay!
Welcome to the new therapy session. Yeah.
Well, look, let us know what you think about Slann. I think, Tom, I think you hit the nail ahead there. That in the grand scheme of things, maybe it doesn't matter how many people do play Slann anyway. It's a bit of a kind of a niche thing. They're there if you want it. TOs can ignore them. I will be ignoring them for the purposes of tournaments that I run. So
I'm interested if you do play Slann and you're very positive about them. Let us know. What are we missing here?
Sell us Slann. Sell us Slann. Let us know. Hell, we'll bring you on and tell us why. Tell us what we're missing, because I'm just not getting it. Yeah. Speaking of tournaments, that brings us nicely on to our how we're going to finish this episode, which is, it is the start of a new year. It is 2026, and there is lots of Blood Bowl to play. There are lots of tournaments out there that you can go to, and we thought we would highlight a few of the ones that we've got our eyes on throughout the year. Some of them we are going to, some of them we know people that are going to, some of them are part of the East Anglian Tournament Series, some of them are not, we thought we would give a little plug to some of the tournaments that are on their way. And I will kick us off with what is the first tournament in the East Anglian Tournament Series, which is coming up on the first weekend in February. I'm just checking I've got that right, or the first full weekend in February, the 7th and the 8th of February, and that is Ness Point. That is in Lowestoft, at the most easterly point in the country, and it is a 2-day tournament, the first tournament in the East Anglian Tournament Series. If you are taking part in lots of games throughout the East Anglian Tournament Series, I believe this one is worth double points because it is a 2-day event. It's a fantastic location up in Lowestoft, and it's going to be it's a really good tournament. If you want a 2-day tournament to start the year with, I think this is going to be a really good one, whether you are highly competitive or whether you are just wanting to have some fun playing on in a tournament for the day or the 2 days. So, yes, Nest Point, 7th and 8th of February. Take a look at Talk Fantasy Football for all of the details on there, how to get yourself signed up. But that is a good way to start your year. Tom, what tournaments have you got your eyes on?
Yep. So I've got 2 tournaments. One is one I've just realised that I just noticed, and unfortunately, the way that this year is going, I'm not going to be able to go to many games, unfortunately. But the first one is a sevens tournament based in Colchester called Are You Rookie Enough? So it's the 4th year it's run. So that is Are You Rookie Enough 4? That is at 4TK in Colchester. It was my first out of Suffolk tournament that I ever went to, and it was the first time I'd been outside on a tournament completely on my own when I didn't know anyone. On the very first one, really nice bunch of people there, really good fun. There's a really interesting way of how it's played as well. So you play 6 games. I believe it's the same. Yes. So you're playing 6 games, but you're playing 2 rounds, 2 sets. So you're playing rounds 1 to 3, and then you go into another draw and then play rounds 1, 2, and 3 again. And you're playing a bit like in other sports. You're playing for a cup, a shield, a trophy, and the spoon. So you're actually going to come away with a lot more. So there's more chances of you winning the top prize in your division. So it's a really fun and interesting one. So that's Are You Rookie Enough at 40k, and that is on the 7th of February.
Am I right in thinking that with Are You Rookie Enough, it's you play your first 3 games that basic kind of seeds you for your next 3, so you're
Correct.
hopefully in a pool of like people who have had a similar performance to you in that last group.
Yeah, and then you can potentially be the person who wins that division. So it's a really nice one. Rather than one trophy overall, there's trophies for each levels of divisions. So you get to play with like-minded people.
Awesome. Hey Scott, what tournament are you looking at?
Hey Chris, it's a bit of a way away, but I am looking forward to Cake or Death 3. I'm waiting for a suitably gatto or sort of a baking related pun to be put into that title here. So good luck to Chris and all the team down there as well. We had a great road trip last year, so possibly looking forward to replicating that, or at least supporting the gang down there as well. And there's obviously several in the area that I'm looking forward to going to. So yes, looking forward to that a lot indeed.
Mr. Feeks is not with us this week, but he would be wanting us to plug the Jolly Jouster Cup, which is being run by a guest and friend of the show, Alistair Pring. And that is 3 games in the tournament taking place on Saturday, the 21st of March. It is heavily looking at some of the new Bretonian rules that you've got. So inducement-wise, the only inducements that are available are ones that are open to Bretonian coaches. So you have things like the Bretonian Damsel Wizard, Bretonian pastries that are included in there, as well as some of the normal ones. So you've got a few extra things. There are some star players that are kind of particular Bretonian star players that they've got that you can pick as part of your team roster as well. So yes, that is taking place at Sanctuary Gaming Centre and Coffee Shop. Yes, have a look at that one if you are in the Nottingham area. You may even see Mr. Feeks there if you are lucky, but don't get too close. He's a bit like a deer. If you get a bit too close, he gets nervy and he freezes, and then he launches, and then he writes off your car. So that's another one that I'm currently looking at. Mr. Hovel, any other tournaments you have your eye on?
Yes, there's quite a lot out there. There's quite a few. But there's one that's very close to home, which is the Ipswich Classic, run by the one and only Phil Coe. So this is in Ipswich, as the name suggests, at the Hold on the 11th of April. This is a really nice one, super kind of friendly, lots going on, lots of different varieties of abilities, from casual players all the way up to kind of people who really want to win the game. So yeah, really nice fun time, and it's kind of a nice walk away from the station as well, so it's really nicely centrally located. So if you want to go by train, so you don't have to worry about parking or anything, absolutely fine. Although there is parking nearby.
A additional thing for this year's Ipswich Classic is it just so happens to be on the same day as Ipswich play Norwich at Carrow Road in Norwich. So there are going to be a lot of local players with one ear on a radio listening to score updates. So there is every chance that your opponent completely tilts at some point during the game, even though you haven't done anything to make them tilt. So an additional air of randomness into the game, into the day on that one. Mr. Brian, any other tournaments you're looking at?
Obviously, we've got the KTC.
Yes.
The Kent Team Championship that we have talked about, that we will be attending as New Life Please with the fantastic Mr. Tom Feeks. Fantastic for all the right reasons, just to let listeners know and reassure them that his level of fantasticness still remains high to this date. So looking forward to that. Obviously, we've got to select our teams, decide who's doing what, where, how, try and remember what to do. And just looking forward to 2 days. And we are sharing accommodation with the IBBL team, the Ipswich Bloodbowl League team, who are also attending. So 8 Blood Bowl coaches in a residency for 2 nights with alcohol. What could go possibly wrong? Good luck, everybody.
Well, there are just a handful of tournaments, some of which we're going to, some of which we're aware of, all of which you should take a look. If you want to get some more Blood Bowl into your diaries, there's a good selection there to pick from. Check out Talk Fantasy Football and check out various other sources for other tournaments.
Yeah, just a quick one. There's a really nice little kind of source that I use, which is nuffle.xyz/calendar. And that's for all the countries. So it's not just UK, England, Wales, and Scotland, but you can search by any country. So if you're going on holiday, and you want to leave the kids and the partner by the pool and just spend a nice day going and meeting some new Blood Bowl players, you can go and have a look at Spain, France, Germany, Gibraltar, Hungary, Israel, Liechtenstein, Lithuania, Luxembourg, and others.
And we're also looking out. So if anybody does know of any tournaments that are within the Suffolk area, possibly Cambridgeshire as well, we'll push to, or even maybe further afield, not enough to debate it. But again, just to remind listeners, if you were listening last year, what we have agreed to do as New Dice Please is we have each agreed to take a bash team, not of our own choosing, but each agreed to take a bash team to a non-NAF event. So I can see Chris trying to hide there as well. Yes, Christopher, that's you as well. So we will all be taking, and how we decide, we don't know. Whether or not we have a sort of a random draw, roll off, who knows what we're going to do. But the objective is to take a bash team to a tournament to see what we can do.
Well, if you want us to plug a tournament, if you know a tournament that we can come and do our bashy thing at, if you want to tell us what you think of Slann or anything else that you want to get in touch with, Mr. Scott Bryant, how do people get in touch?
if people want to tell us everything for 2026, what they've got coming up, what things that they want to share with the wider community, if they want to tell Mr. Tom Feeks how fantastic he is and why they're missing them, drop us a note, newdiceplease@gmail.com. So the usual address, newdiceplease@gmail.com. And we are on the verge of the ADBBL Season 10, starting at the end of this month. So how can people start to think about getting ready to watch more live Blood Bowl action and more excitement in their lives, Tom Hall?
Well, they can start off by going to Blood Bowl Live on YouTube, where we've got a number of different and new episodes and new programs, from what the teams are like in the new edition to how to build your own pitch. So get in and watch those. They've been really interesting, quite fun to see. Equally, if you want to follow us on socials, we're on Instagram and Blue Sky under New Dice Please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bryant. Thank you very much, Mr. Hovell. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We've been New Dice Please, and we will see you next time.